Welcome to the BDSM Dungeon Play channel, and my other channel is Whips in the Dungeon. The excitement never ends around here, and today we've got a special treat. She Sheds Supplies has sent me a box of some toys to review for our review playlist, and so we're going to do that today. This is pretty exciting, and I'm going to try to give you some close-ups. I'm not real great with the camera, but the first thing is they boxed them nicely and included some of their business cards in the box. In the link below the video, I will have their website and how to get a hold of them in case you're interested in any of the toys that I'm reviewing today. And in full disclosure, they sent me a letter that in great detail described the materials and the sourcing of the materials for the toys that you're going to see me show today. The first one I want to look at is a three foot dragon tail. I measured it. It's exactly 36 inches long, and it's black, and it's made out of distressed leather. And I believe they got this leather from Tandy. I'm gonna hold it up real close. It's really nice quality leather, and 36 inches. And like most dragon tails, it's twisted on a diagonal and ends in one tail. And if you've read my book, Whips in the Dungeon, Single Tail Techniques for Play, you're going to read that in the broader definition of a single tail, any whip that ends in one tail is a type of single tail. So the common name for this toy is a dragon tail, but I consider it a single tail. And as such, it can be used with all the techniques that I teach. Over the shoulder, throws nicely over the shoulder. You can use this for a bow and arrow. And actually with the dragon tail, you can do a towel crack technique. But I don't teach that in my book, because if you do a towel crack with any other type of single tail whip, it's going to come back and hit you. So I teach bow and arrow and leave it out. So over the shoulder, bow and arrow, horizontal. Dragon tail works nicely with horizontal. And you can do a forward figure 8, and you can stall it and pop it. So it's a very nice little whip. And I'm going to see if I can give you a close-up. The handle's plaited very nicely. It's got a little hanging loop. And I'm going to include prices in the videos, but with a disclaimer that as this video ages online, if you watch it 3 years from now and you go to their website, don't expect the price to be exactly the same. But they've got this at a $65 price point, which for a 3 foot dragon tail is, honestly, I don't know how they do it for $65, but I'm not complaining, because for someone just starting with whips, I usually recommend a dragon tail as the first single tail that you start with, and a 3 foot short enough that you can play with that in any house party, in any dungeon, anywhere. I also like a 4 foot dragon tail, but a 4 foot is going to have some space limitations where a 3 foot won't have any. So the next toy they sent me is a matching pair of purple suede floggers. And I believe they're, get my bifocals going here, I believe they're 15 inch. Okay. And they're 22 falls and 15 inch floggers. The beautiful thing about finger floggers is you just put these over 2 fingers, and then they swing, as opposed to a flogger that has a handle. And in my instructional videos, I haven't demonstrated any finger floggers. So this actually goes beyond what my instruction would be. And so with a match set, you can throw two-handed, and I'm not great with Florentine, but if you're wanting to learn Florentine and you're just starting out, 15 inch floggers is the length to start with, because they're not so long that they're going to easily get tangled up. And while you're in the learning process of keeping them from being tangled, then it's much easier to work with. Suede, I'm going to give you a close-up look of one of them. They've got a nice brass swivel and leather suede finger holds, and then this is purple suede with a square cut tail. Okay, square cut tail gives you a little bit more bite than a round cut tail, but with a flogger that's this light, it feels nice, but if you want a little bit of bite, you just move down to the tip of the tail. Suede will give you a little more bite than a top grain, so it's a nice complement. The other nice thing about a 15-inch flogger is when you're throwing it at a bottom, it's not so long that you can't reach out and do some tactile play and technique while you're throwing it. Whereas if I was throwing a 26-inch flogger, I would have to be too far away from the bottom for me to be able to reach out and touch the person. With a 15-inch flogger, I can flog back, shoulders, chest, and reach out and do some tactile play and touch the person I'm playing with. So very nice set, and right now they're asking $110 for both of those floggers. So the third flogger they sent me is top grain. It's blue, and I believe it has more tails. 32 falls, a little bit longer flogger, 18-inch, but the handle is really nice. It's kind of a chrome handle with rubber inset, and that rubber inset really makes for a nice grip. The one thing I will say, I threw this flogger and it's thuddy. It's heavier and thuddier than the purple suede, which you would expect because there's more tails, they're a little bit longer, and there's more of the tails. Okay, the only thing I would say for this flogger, it's 18 inches long, is if you check the balance of the flogger, it's a little bit handle heavy, okay? Which in my mind says, if you were gonna perfectly balance the flogger using this handle, probably a 20-inch tail, because the tails balance, or the handle counterbalances or counterweights the tail. So probably a 20-inch tail or a 22-inch tail for this particular weight of handle would have resulted in a little bit better balance. But that's absolutely my only recommendation for improving this. But having said that, with a heavier counterbalance than the tail, you're going to be throwing that an awful long time before you even notice that. I noticed that because I've been doing this for 20 years, and that's what I do. But I appreciate so much She Shed sending me this stuff and letting me look at it. It's good stuff, and everyone wants to know the price point on this blue flogger. It's $110 as well, but there's more tails, it's longer, there's more leather involved, and you've got this nice chrome handle with the rubber inset in that particular flogger. So check out the She Shed. The website will be below. They have other products, of course, up on their website, and it's all quality stuff. It's not overpriced, and it's certainly for someone that's just getting in the lifestyle, it's certainly a good place to start. And as always, thank you for watching BDSM Dungeon Play.